Sports history is defined by titans who can freeze time for an entire country. We are talking icons like LeBron, legends like Pacquiao, and the undisputed GOAT, Michael Jordan. Now, picture yourself at just 20 years old, having a four-time major champion stare you down and declare that you are the Jordan of your specific homeland. She wasn't stuttering or mincing words about the burden of living life as the Filipino equivalent of his airness. This isn't some wild Reddit thread or clickbait headline. This is a verified proclamation, straight from the mouth of former world number one, Kim Clijsters. But lurking under that high praise is a terrifying caution that her nation of supporters needs to heed immediately. Is the massive celebrity surrounding Alex Eala becoming her fatal flaw? The circuit is still vibrating from Eala's explosive performance during the Middle East swing. After crushing world number 8, Jasmine Paolini in Dubai, and catapulting her standing to a career-best 31st, Alex has transcended the label of prospect. She is a bona fide international sensation, yet as the mania hits critical mass, Kim Clijsters' tennis royalty has stepped into the spotlight with a statement that is rattling the cages of the WTA. Chatting on a fresh segment of her Love All podcast, Clijsters got brutally honest. She characterized the energy around Alex not as mere fame, but as a suffocating force. Clijsters confessed that managing that degree of notoriety is a mental war zone, explicitly comparing Eala's daily reality to carrying the mantle of Jordan in the Philippines. Let that sink in for a moment. MJ wasn't just a hooper. He was a mythical figure. Clijsters implies that for 110 million citizens, Alex has ascended to that same level of divinity. The legend stressed this goes beyond news clips or Instagram likes. It is about the crushing gravity of hope that exists when a whole nation freezes to see as you perform. She observed that Alex gets the rock star treatment globally, with arenas in Dubai and Melbourne transforming into oceans of national pride. However, this is where the icon's voice switched from respect to alarm. Clijsters pulled back the curtain to reveal that the stress is hitting a fracture point. Following Alex's premature departure from the Australian Open earlier this year, the fan base did the unthinkable. They snapped. Clijsters highlighted that Alex faced a tsunami of digital vitriol and madness from her own people when she failed to satisfy their unrealistic demands. The Hall of Famers' directive was explicit. Alex Eala needs shielding. She cautioned that if the public and press refused to give her room to stumble and evolve, the very spark that fuels her could be snuffed out by the poison of fame. Clijsters underscored that at 20 years old, surviving this Jordan-esque scrutiny is hellish, particularly while battling the planet's elite athletes. Why is a four-time major winner so anxious? Is there drama brewing within Team Alex that is hidden from view? Keep it locked here because, coming up next, we dissect the pitbull mentality. It is the hidden strategic edge Clijsters claims makes the tour's top seeds absolutely miserable during matches. Moving past the comparisons to hoops legends Kim, Clijsters dove into the tactical violence Alex brings to the WTA circuit. She didn't just applaud the celebrity status, she dissected her soul, likening Alex to a feral pit bull between the lines. According to the legendary champion, Alex's threat level isn't defined solely by velocity. It is her non-stop, smothering intensity that forces opponents into a state of panic. When you square up against Alex, you aren't simply rallying. You are signing up for a physical and psychological gauntlet with no pause button. Clijsters noted that Alex utilizes a unique strangulation strategy, taking the ball so early and striking with such penetration that rivals feel like the court is shrinking around them. This pitbull mindset is precisely what we witnessed in Dubai when she took apart world number 8, Jasmine Paolini, leaving a top 10 veteran looking totally bewildered. But the true ace up her sleeve, as highlighted by Clijsters, is the deadly mix of her southpaw stance and court IQ. In today's era, genuine left-handed dominance is scarce, and Alex weaponizes it flawlessly. Clijsters detailed how Alex's forehand generates a natural sliding rotation that drags right-handers who comprise 90% of the tour out of their sanctuary. It is a strike that grips the surface and kicks away from the defender's racket. Clijsters mentioned that even elite walls like Coco Gauff have had trouble deciphering the flight path of Alex's cross-court missiles. The icon stressed that Alex isn't merely bashing the ball, she is executing geometry with aggression. She exploits angles that simply are impossible for righties to create. compelling the titans of the WTA to scramble and return fire from disadvantageous spots. Scenarios she never drilled for. Yet, Clijsters dropped a strategic caution that Eala's squad over at the Nadal Academy needs to tackle right now. That relentless pitbull drive might be her superpower, but it's a double-edged sword. Kim has noted that because Eala treats every rally like match point, she's in danger of overheating her engine, way before the finals. The cracks appeared late in Dubai, where the sheer exhaustion from consecutive giant-killing acts started dragging her down. Kim's counsel was blunt. To leap from number 31 into the elite top 10, Eala has to master the gear shift, knowing exactly when to let the beast loose and when to coast to save legs for the trophy matches. That is the Jordan-style maturity Clijsters is looking for. Coming from a Hall of Fame legend, this breakdown confirms that Alex is far more than a viral headline. She's a bona fide contender for the crown. Yet, as the Filipina dynamo gears up for the concrete battlegrounds of America, one doubt lingers. Can she sustain that ferocity without running on empty beneath the scorching desert sun? And what exactly did Kim uncover about the clandestine dossiers the top 10 are currently compiling on Eala? Don't go anywhere. Part 3 exposes the panic spreading through the WTA and identifies the top 5-star, who is reportedly shaking at the thought of facing Alex in the Sunshine Double Openers. As Eala ascends to global rank 31, the atmosphere inside the tour locker rooms has changed. Kim Clijsters disclosed that Alex is no longer viewed as just a charming underdog story from the Philippines. She has transformed into the bracket nightmare everyone avoids. Kim, with her inside track among elite coaches, spilled that top-tier athletes are commissioning forensic-level scouting analyses just to decode Eala's tricky southpaw geometry. The intimidation is palpable. In the cutthroat arena of pro tennis, the giants survive on tempo and routine. But Alex? She is the definition of chaos. Clijsters notes that tour strategists are murmuring about the Eala ambush, a tactical hellscape where her massive top spin kicks the ball up to shoulder level, an awkward strike zone that neutralizes the power of even the strongest hitters. Yet, it's not merely the mechanics rattling the elite, it's the sheer atmospheric intensity she drags onto the court. Kim remarked that facing Alex feels like an away match in Manila, regardless of where the tour lands. Be it Dubai, Melbourne, or the looming California swing, the Eala army generates a partisan frenzy akin to the Davis Cup, enough to shake the nerves of icy veterans. Clijsters confess that multiple top 20 pros have voiced legitimate anxiety about meeting Alex early at Indian Wells. They realize that if they fail to dominate immediately, the stands will erupt for the Filipina, turning momentum into a tidal wave they can't survive. This is that Jordan-esque mental dominance. Kim referenced defeating the opponent in the locker room tunnel before a single racket is swung. The intelligence reports also red flag a secret weapon Alex has honed at the play. Nadal Academy, her cross-court dipper. Clijsters analyzed how Alex has mastered striking with such vicious rotation that the ball drops near the service box and kicks practically sideways off the surface. That shot is nearly impossible for right-handers to return, especially those accustomed to predictable baseline warfare. Kim warns that the panic on tour will only escalate as Alex gets dialed in with these aggressive angles. The top seeds have stopped viewing her as a scrappy contender. They now see a legitimate predator coming for their ranking spots and their paychecks. The pitbull is officially loose, and the establishment is scrambling to invent a counter tactic that simply doesn't exist yet. However, Clijsters also highlighted the massive target now painted on Alex's back. When you carry the mantle of your nation's Michael Jordan, everyone guns for the glory of taking you down. Lower-ranked challengers will now play out of their skins against her, desperate to claim the scalp of the tour's most viral rising star. Kim's assessment suggests the next 3 months will test Alex like never before as she shifts from being the hunter to the hunted. Can she hold her nerve when every rival treats their match like a Grand Slam final? Stick around for part 4, where we unveil the stealth training regime Alex is using to manage this fresh wave of pressure. Plus the classified tactical wisdom Rafa Nadal whispered to help her survive the desert warfare at Indian Wells. While the parties in Manila rage on, Alex has officially gone into lockdown deep in the California sands. The comforts of Nike HQ are a distant memory, swapped for the dry, punishing oven of Indian Wells. This is tennis paradise. And for the newly minted world number 31, the chips have never been stacked higher. For the first time in her professional life, Alex holds the ultimate strategic ace. She enters a WTA 1000 event as a seeded player. This grants her the seeded shield, a first-round bye that skips the opening skirmishes and catapults her. She bypasses the opener, vaulting straight into the round of 64. But this is no vacation. Her squad at the Rafa Nadal Academy has engineered a punishing regimen to conquer the brutal altitude of the high desert. Up in Indian Wells, the air is razor-thin, turning tennis balls into uncontrollable projectiles, while the sandpaper-like courts shred a player's stamina. Alex isn't merely training to compete. She is preparing to survive a physical siege. The strategic obsession for this week serves and elevation. After her quarterfinal departure in Dubai, the Academy's data crunchers spotted a crack in the armor. When oxygen levels drop, her precision tends to wobble under extreme duress. To plug this leak, Coach Joan Bosch has her hammering forehands with massive RPMs, utilizing heavy topspin to wrestle the ball back down to earth, a signature Nadal blueprint. She is also retooling her service motion, tweaking the toss to navigate the desert's chaotic crosswinds. The objective is ironclad: ensure her serve stays lethal, even deep into a grueling three-set marathon. Science is driving the sweat, with GPS trackers and biometric sensors calibrating every move, to ensure she hits maximum voltage exactly when she steps onto the court on March 6th. But the true theater lies in the bracket. Seated at number 31, Alex is on a crash course with the sport's absolute titans. The rumor mill is already spinning tales of a third-round slugfest with Coco Gauff or a duel with defending queen Mira Andreeva. This is that heavy Michael Jordan expectation Kim Clijsters preached about. Eyes are glued to her practice sessions, hunting for any sign of weakness. But Alex is stone cold. She has reportedly gone dark on social media, muting the background noise to lock in on the fuzzy yellow sphere. She understands the stakes. A strong showing doesn't just cement her status in the top 30, it catapults her toward the world top 20 and puts a jackpot worth 66 million pesos within reach. As Alex grinds in the hushed California dawn, she has evolved. She is no longer the teenage prodigy who shocked the globe. She is a professional burdened with the mandate to win. The hunter has become the hunted. Yet amidst the desert heat that breaks even the strongest spirits, Alex leans on her Filipino resilience to stay rooted. How will she navigate her debut as a seated heavyweight on the grandest stage? Don't touch that dial. The finale of our series is coming up, unveiling the Miami master plan and her parting words to the Eala army before the action ignites in Indian Wells. As the hype around the Jordan comparisons and Indian Wells stabilizes, Alex turns her gaze to the sanctuary that redefined her trajectory, Miami. This isn't merely a stop on the tour, it is a homecoming to the site of her most explosive breakthrough. It was on these courts just 12 months ago that she rattled the tennis landscape by toppling the world. Number 2, a match that remains the benchmark for Philippine tennis excellence. That triumph offered more than ranking points. It injected her with the conviction that she belongs among the elite. Returning now, as the world number 31, she is done begging for wildcards. She is here to protect her turf, the Miami. Strategy is elemental. Weaponize the suffocating humidity so similar to Manila to drain the European power. Hitters who often crumble under the Florida sun. But the emotional core of this odyssey is the farewell note Alex dropped to her inner circle before going dark. Reflecting on her run in Dubai, she shared a tear-jerking Instagram tribute that resonated deeply with her fanbase. She cited her peer, Sabrina Santamaria, noting, "It is a privilege to play for those who see their reflection in you. This is the authentic Eala effect." She isn't just chasing silverware, she is fighting for every Filipino child told they were too short or too distant to become a global superstar. When Kim Clijsters dubs her the Michael Jordan of the Philippines, that is the subtext. It is the power to ignite dreams that outsize one's reality. With every winner she strikes, Alex validates that Pinoy power is a global force. The pressure over the coming weeks is stratospheric. Should Alex pierce the round of 16 in either Indian Wells or Miami, she officially breaches the world top 30. That would crown her the highest-ranked Southeast Asian ace in over 2 decades and virtually lock in a seeded berth at the French Open at Roland Garros. The Jordan parallel has morphed from a compliment into a mandate. Her squad at the Nadal Academy reports she is in the best shape of her life, with telemetry confirming her serve velocity has spiked by 5% since January. The preparation is done. Legends like Manny Pacquiao and Kim Clijsters have given their blessing. Now it is execution time. Standing on the precipice of this historic American, with that strike, the signal to the Eala Nation is undeniable. The ascent to the top 20 kicks off now. This is the crucial instant, where a promising talent solidifies her status among the giants of the WTA. We are watching a legacy unfold, in real time, and you are the driving force behind this saga. Tell me one last time, is there any doubt that Alex Eala secures her maiden WTA 1000 trophy this month? If you see the vision, spam history in the making down below immediately. Hit subscribe on Grand Slam Vision to guarantee you catch every pulse-pounding second of her rise to power. The desert heat is on, the tides are turning, and Her Majesty is prepared. Laban Pilipinas, I will see you at the championship point.